I think I had this before. I swear I tasted that before.
Cool.
I don't know if my mom will know how to cook moose meat, though.
Yeah, it was your first visit, so my dad felt he had to give you something. It's a Cree thing.
Cree thing? I like that.
Tina Horton? Michelle Saunders from The Sun. Just wondering how you feel about your reserve blocking your adoption and wanting custody of you and your little sister.
I don't know what you're talking about. Back to the reserve.
Listen to me. The court is going to rule in our favor. We're too good for each other, and they'll see that. Do you hear me?
Maybe you should leave now.
I know, but with all the policy changes since the 60s, it's a lot harder for non-native families to adopt native kids.
So the reserve can just step in and take them back.
It's happened.
That's whack. They should be able to choose for themselves.
And they can, when they're 18.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, listen up. The new job guidelines mean we're going to need more hours from both of you, not less.
But I have an essay to write and exams coming up.
The underground is a popular place, Patty, okay? That's why we opened up 2 more. And judging by the number of job applications we get every single day, okay, there are a lot of people who'd be happy to take your place. Okay, have a good day. Get to work.
Hey, so how'd you do on the test?
Failed.
How?
I couldn't study.
Well, you couldn't or you wouldn't?
I've had a lot of hours at work lately.
Well, then just get fewer hours. I mean, you want to go to university, right?
Yeah? So I have the job, so I can save up.
Well, okay then.
So these court appearances could keep going on for a while, eh?
Today's the psychological assessment. The reserve lawyers want them so they can try to find something against the Hortons.
But she's smart for that.
I'm more worried about Stephanie. Look, see you later?
Hurry up, we're going to be late. Just a boyfriend, huh?
Okay, let's move on to Mr. Horton. Would you say that he's an affectionate man?
What do you mean?
Does he touch you?
Never.
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 Does Mr. Horton like to hug you?
Yeah.
A lot?
Yeah.
So he likes to hug you.
Yeah.
Hey, you passed.
Barely.
So I take it you couldn't get fewer hours? You'd think a cool place like the Underground would have more flexibility for its employees.
There are 2 more undergrounds in 2 other prairie cities.
It's a conglomerate?
Yeah, it's been franchised out.
Well, then get tough. Like, threaten to quit. Do something.
Why are you so interested anyway?
No reason. I just hate to see someone miss out on university because they're slaving too hard to make money for university.
You're a goober. What are you doing?
Documentary for school. And youth employment practices.
I appreciate the gesture, but you're gonna get me fired.
There are other places you can work.
Out.
Okay, fine. I'm still gonna do the story.
What did I say about friends at work?
Today's the day, huh? You nervous?
Yeah.
Well, speaking for myself, I hope you stay. I mean, I know we haven't gone out very long or anything, but I think we started something good here.
I think so too. Hey. Where's Tina?
Court. Today's the big day.
Yeah, I've seen it on the news.
Someone she doesn't even know has the chance to mess up the rest of her life, and she has no say in it.
Who's that?
The judge, social workers, the lawyers. She's a sweet girl, you know? And we get along great. It would suck if it ended because of a judge's decision. You don't mind talking about this, do you?
No. How did they end up with the Hortons anyway?
The usual story, neglect.
And their biological parents?
Their mother died, and they think their father's out west somewhere. Mr. Horton kind of creeps me out, you know?
Why?
Just the way he acts around her.
Is there anything you wish to say before I make my decision?
Nobody asked, so I'll say it. My sister and I want to stay with the Hortons. She can't remember the reserve, but from what I remember, it wasn't that great. So I hope you'll take that into consideration when you make your decision.
Thank you. Both homes look satisfactory, though there is a concern with the one-home family. But it has been made clear to me the subject has undergone counseling and is no longer considered a threat. So, it will not have a bearing on my decision.
Are we gonna leave the Hortons? I hope not.
You impress me. Your maturity, the way you handled yourself, the way you expressed yourself. And given the fact that you are 16, I think you have the capacity to make your own decision.
Excuse me?
Who you want to live with? It's your choice. Your grandmother or the Hortons?
What about Stephanie?
Whoa, it's a lot of merchandise.
We gotta stay up.
Yeah? Well, that's still a lot of merchandise.
Stacy, this is Oscar.
Yeah. So, how's the university fund coming?
Fine.
Yeah? Okay, good. Oh, just make sure to let me know if the clothes that those kids in the sweatshop make are any good, okay?
Self-righteous goober.
I just know it's going to be hard for Stephanie and Tina too if she decides to go back. They're going to be called stuff like repats and apples. I used to get called that stuff all the time when I went back to the res. It's like you're not even from there anymore. And people look at you differently.
You remember Uncle Doug? He lived with his adoptive family for 18 years, and they were great. But he still wound up lost, confused, and angry. And even with the best adoptive families, Native kids can still have identity issues.
Wasn't he the one that hung himself?
So what, it's hopeless either way?
No. You just have to be careful, that's all. We have to give everyone a chance to get to know each other. So we set up a dinner at the center for both families. And I think it'd be nice if we all went.
Did anyone even bother to ask Tina about this?
So, what do you think?
Who knows?
Oh, I wish Mom were here.
Yeah, well, it was just too hard for her.
My girls.
Girls, go say hi to your grandmother.
You look so much like your mother. Both of you. This is your family.
That was great. That was really great.
I feel like a lab rat.
At least the judge gave you a choice.
Like it's much of a choice. Kinda just wish he made it for me.
Come on, love. Time to go.
See you at school?
All right. See you later.
Hi. What's wrong?
Do you think I'm holier than thou?
What you got there?
Just finishing a conclusion for my story.
When magazines tell us what to wear and school tells us what to think, do we even need freedom of expression? Do we even want to think for ourselves? I know I do, but that's just me. It's good.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's great that someone cares about this kind of stuff. Cheer up.
He's still on about the new guidelines?
Pretty much.
Between longer hours, shorter breaks, and everything else, I think I'm gonna quit. I might have a better idea.
The National Board of Unions, the address is like inside the package there.
Hey.
Okay. Maybe I'm a bit self-righteous, but that's only because I care.
You can't be that self-righteous anymore anyway. I mean, you know this place is franchised out, started treating its employees badly, and you're still here. Oh, and I started a union.
What?
Well, we've applied for certification, but the manager knows, and he's already saying we'll get fewer hours.
Wow. I am impressed. Really.
Thanks.
Steph, I need you to come home right after school today. We have to start packing your...
I'm scared.
Everything's gonna be okay, okay?
You're going, aren't you? So I guess we'll try the whole long-distance relationship thing?
The reserve's a 12-hour drive from here. But you'll come and say goodbye in the morning?
Maybe it's all for the best.
What do you mean?
I mean, I hate that you have to go. But the judge does have his reasons, right?
What reasons?
The situation at home. I've seen the way Mr. Horton treats you.
Excuse me?
The social worker. I mean, I just assumed something was up.
It wasn't Mr. Horton. The judge knew about my Uncle Joe's conviction for sexually assaulting 2 girls.
The uncle at the dinner?
But since he won't be a primary caregiver, and since he's been through counseling, he wasn't deemed a threat.
When was he convicted?
When we still lived at the reserve. I just want to be there so nothing happens to my little sister.
Sometimes it feels like youth are treated like pawns. It's like we don't even have a choice. Come on.
What's gonna happen to us? Oh, we're gonna drive to the reserve and then we're gonna move into our grandmother's place. Then what? And then Monday, we're gonna start a new school.
Sometimes youth can take control and get out of a really bad situation. And sometimes they can't.
I'm not supposed to talk to you.